Welcome, Cancerians, to your weekly reading, April 19th. I had a feeling today that I was like, I knew which primary decks I was going to be using for each of the water signs for today. I used the Star Tarot for Pisces. And I just knew that, like, for Cancer today, like, that I was going to be using the Good Tarot, because I feel like the imagery in the Good Tarot deck is just so watery. It's so ethereal. It's so kind of foggy. Not murky, but just whooshy, kind of, it's, I don't know. I just felt very drawn to this deck for you guys today. Okay, so I think this is going to be a really great reading. But who knows? It could suck. I have no idea. But either way, I'm glad that you're here and I'm glad that you're watching. And this is really exciting. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining me today. And any time that you see this is absolutely the right time. Even though it's, you know, for the week of April 19th, la-di-da, you can watch it anytime. I will say this, I had this experience recently that I'll just share with you guys. I was, you know, because I like to watch like different readers and stuff like that, and it's just like, honestly, I will say, like, across the board, which is such a trip, like time after time after time after time, like a recurring theme across readers will pop up in the same week. It's just a trip. It's just a trip. So my original story was that I came across a reading that one of my favorite, you know, tarot readers, I don't know if it was Patrizia 1111 or if it was Jess Puckett of the, you know, the Jess Puckett Chaos Witch. They're just so great. I forget which one it was, but I watched one of their readings and it was just so spot on as to what was going on at that time for me. And then when I looked back at the date, it was definitely something that had happened, that had actually taken place during that week for me. But I was obviously still feeling the effects and coping and moving. But anyways, enough about me. I just wanted to emphasize the point that anytime, any time for reading's the right time. Okay, guys? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, what do we have for Cancers? What do we have for Cancerians? You guys. Oh my. Yes. Yes, you guys. I think there's a very clear message coming out straight away. So first we have Messenger of Earth, which is equivalent to the Page of Pentacles. And that could be like, I've heard that can be like an apology. But either way, it's a new emotional experience. It's kind of like the Page is like the neophyte, you know? It might be the beginning of kind of like an evolutionary, like an evolution, like a trajectory with regard to your stability but it's a new experience of some kind. And I think at some point it could also be an apology. I think I've heard that somewhere before. The Five of Water. So the Five of Cups is what we're looking at here. Now, fives across the suits can indicate a feeling of loss, a feeling of sadness for the cups especially. There is a feeling of loss. Now, typically, there's like, 3 spilled cups, and the subject at hand on the card is focusing on the bummer experience, because they just experienced a bummer. And but they also have 2 cups left that are upright and full, like right behind them typically, or just kind of like out of their sight. Now, what this is inviting you to do is to really see the positive in your life. Like, despite the loss, it's kind of like that saying that just popped in my mind is, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And I know that can be, it could be a little saccharine. I think it's a sweet saying. At the same time, I don't want to take away from the very real experience of the spilled cups. I think that when the cups are spilled, when the loss happens, it's important that we pay attention to that. And it's important that we give that very raw experience the time that it's due, and to really move through it. Be with it and move through it, because that is the main that is healing. Okay, when you have a 5 of water, 5 of cups experience, it's not asking you to ignore the 3 cups at all. It's asking you and inviting you not to get too overly bogged down in the 3, because it's like there's something that can happen and we can experience pain, but we don't want to live there forever. We want to lick our wounds, and we want to heal and cry and let the water flow. But when you live in that space and you focus so heavily, your vision becomes very kind of tunnel vision on the loss, and then you miss the 2 that's there, which is the blessings of your life, the blessings outside of the loss that you just experienced. I really, actually, out of all the 5s in the tarot, I feel like I resonate so much with the 5 of Cups. And it's just the 5 is so striking across the suits, across the suits. It's like, just what that shit means. It's like, oh, this again, damn. But thankfully, when it comes to tarot, there's always, it's beautiful. I honestly don't think that it's ever negative. I think it always really reflects just the truth, just like the real, like the real brass tacks. Okay, so after that, we have patience. So you're being invited to be patient with yourself as well during this time of healing. And there's a new emotional experience, left you feeling kind of sad and bereft, and but yet there's still love, there's still good things behind you and around you, and you need to be patient with yourself and your healing. It's all very quite straightforward. Okay. Because I think you're gearing up for a new endeavor of some kind, or new passion, because you got the Messenger of Fire, which is basically the Page of Wands. Now, that's awesome. it's a new experience, but something that's fiery and passionate. That's like, okay, you've healed, and you got something cooking. You got something cooking. Some new exciting thing happening, and that's great. I like where this is going. Let's see what else we have to. Let's see what else the tarot has to say. All right. Yes. The Emperor. So, oh, I think you're going to meet somebody and they're going to be like this real, like, lion energy. Maybe it's a Leo coming in. Oh, but they're going to be very sturdy and very brave and really just really, there's something very magnetic about the Emperor. And this is also an energy as well, and this could be what you're being invited to develop inside yourself. But my intuition is telling me that, just kind of based on how these cards are laying out and kind of where you were coming from, there is this messenger of fire is looking at this Emperor like like they are like they're like the lion is for lunch instead of the other way around. It's just a very magnetic energy. I think you might come to find you're very attracted to this Emperor showing up. An Emperor can also indicate like rules and stability and order. So, perhaps part of what your new idea, like your new passion, your new drive, the thing that you're moving toward, the page or the messenger in this case is very young. And they can be rather like impulsive, and they're kind of like associated in a way with the Fool. They're really just kind of like a baby. They're like a neophyte in a way of that suit. And so you could be invited to, despite your happy-go-lucky kind of throw caution to the wind movement towards your new idea, your new passion, you could be invited to stay mindful of the structure and stay mindful of the rules, stay mindful of the boundaries around which you want to create success in this new goal that you have going on. So that's a part of that. Let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers then. Let me move this here. Sorry, that was really awkward. Okay. So what's going on with this messenger of earth? This messenger of earth. What did they do to you? Or what did they do? What did they do to you? What happened? What happened? What happened between the messenger of earth? What was this new experience that caused this sadness? Okay. Somebody took a time out. There was a timeout. Somebody here needed to take a time out to take care of themselves. We have the Four of Swords. I think someone pulled themselves away from you, Cancer, and that really made you very sad. That's a possibility. This could also be an invitation for you, kind of within the realm of this energy. This could be an invitation for you to take a break as well. So that's another way of looking at this spread. But that's what's there. Somebody took a break. Okay, yep. The Lovers. Somebody made a decision. Somebody made a decision to take a break. You know, in the Lovers, I went ahead and put in between the Five of Water and Patience. So maybe there's a part of you that's hoping that this person will come out of their break and come back to you. That's a possibility. You know, I mean, gosh, if you're the one that got left, typically that's a hope. Because if they come back and they undo the thing that made you so sad, then you won't have to feel all that pain anymore. You know, and I'm not laughing at it, I'm just kind of like laughing at our nature, you know. It's a common nature. It's a very, very human thing, you know. It's natural, makes sense. Then there's you know, I could go off on a tangent here. I mean, then there's some of you that it's like, you get left and maybe revenge will make you happy. Watch, I pull the Ten of Swords next. If you could just... Never mind. Okay, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to keep going with the reading, okay? Okay, so then we have the Lovers. So, you know, it's like one of the Lovers took a time out, and with the Lovers being kind of in this cluster of between the Five of Cups and Patience, you know, I mean, there's a part of you that's waiting for them to come back. Who knows if they will or not? Let's see. Seven of Swords. So, like, this person might not have had, maybe, you know, maybe either you or this other person could have been not fully, they may have been withholding. They weren't sharing their true feelings about a situation. You know, maybe they feel like they couldn't quite, they weren't quite up to the task of, like, whatever it was that was going on between you two. There's clearly a trigger for someone to pull away and take a break. You know, I mean, people typically don't pull away and take a break when there's no impetus, you know. And it could be in good times and in bad times. Like, if there's a toxicity that's happening, it makes perfect sense. And then there's another experience where, say, like, if something is really great and going really great, and people are like, oh my gosh, this is too good, like, I'm out, like, I can't. And there's all kinds of other stuff that's tied to that, okay? But one of which is, which is the whole reason I started that whole tangent, is because they felt like they weren't up to the task. Like, you know, with the Seven of Swords, we see this person who is stealing swords away from this soldier camp. Okay, he's like this little, you know, this little sneaky dude that comes across in the night, and he wants to steal the swords. So that's like that's why they call this like the deception card. But the other aspect of this card is that there are 7 of the swords, but this guy can only get away with 5 of them. So he's not up to the task of stealing all 7. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes this can also indicate that this person, like, you know, depending on what context it's in, what it's surrounded by, could also say that they needed help and they needed help and they didn't have any help, of whatever that may be, whatever they needed help with. But there's some sort of like, I'm going to sneak away in the night because I'm not up to the task, so I'm just going to sneak away in the night, and I'm going to hide a particular aspect about myself, or hide a particular aspect about maybe what I've been doing or what I've been thinking, swords, from the other person, or just hiding it in general, like they're not being fully honest with themselves too. Because, like, let's think of it this way. Dude goes into the camp to go steal all 7 swords from the soldier camp. It's like, you're not really being honest with yourself about about, like, why on earth should a chump like you come in and think that they can roll the camp? Like, what? Like, what are you doing? So, this dude's a punk. To put it bluntly, like, this dude's a punk. And, you're crying about it. But, I mean, perhaps you're better off. Perhaps you're better off, because this dude seems like a total... Sorry, I'm just assuming that they're a dude. But either way, this person isn't worth your salty tears in the cups. Because, yeah, you got something else coming. So the 6 of Cups, I've just recently learned, like a long time ago, kind of has like a sexual energy to it. And, I'm pulling this in between the Messenger of Fire and the Emperor. So I think that you're going to be turning your energy towards, like, a more, like, sexually charged relationship or goal. The other aspect of the 6 of Cups is a nostalgia. So you could be feeling nostalgic for, like, days past, there could also be, like, a reconnection with, like, real, like, soul partners. Like, a lot of times this is referred to as, like, the sibling card. So, this could possibly also be an invitation for you to reconnect with some deeply beloved friends and siblings, friends that are like family, and, siblings, like any really close relationship that you've had for a long time. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful energy of healing and growth, and moving forward with your emotions, and sharing too, because these sweet little kids, they're sharing their cups. So it's like, this person's trying to be sneaky and steal, whatever. And then, you can move forward towards a healing energy. And you're going to be, and you know what I really like? Look at this. So the 7 of Swords dude is sneaking away, going this way. And then we got these folks right after. And they're looking at each other. They're not even looking at this. Swords? What swords? Oh, someone came and stole some stuff? Well, I mean, I guess if they really need it, we're fine, because we have more than enough over here. A person can go be whatever. All right. So I want to get a little bit more, yeah. What's the outcome here? I'm really kind of liking how this, like, sometimes certain spreads, they just kind of, like, evolve and kind of grow. And I really like this idea of, like, kind of putting, like, the main theme and then like the sub theme, and then like I could put like another little sub theme and just like work like a little pyramid downward, you know. I just love this practice because there's a lot that you can do with it, and I really feel like the unfolding and the reading of the story just. Ooh, I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. The Chariot, yes. The Chariot. So you are moving on. You're moving on. You are moving on. You're moving on. But based on the placement, based on where I put it down, you know, because I was just talking about like how like setting it out this way, this person could be taking a break because they felt like things were moving too fast. If that makes sense for any of you, that's one way of looking at this as well. Another way of looking at this is kind of like if we're just going in full on sequential order over here, that would follow the Six of Cups. So then it's kind of like, okay, you're moving on from this. But maybe it's both. Maybe you're now moving on, and maybe it also, the lovers decided to take a break, or somebody decided to take a break because they felt like things were going too fast, or maybe you were really moving toward, like you were going towards them and they couldn't tolerate that. They couldn't tolerate that closeness, so they had to cut it. Okay. Strength, yes. Wow. I'm really loving how this reading is coming together. Cancers, like Cancerians, I'm really, and this is so like, this has so much emotion in it. There's so much stuff. So the strength is healing. Strength is healing, and it's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful card. You know, you have this woman that's gentle but confident, and she is basically got this lion in a headlock. Oh, I love it. So yeah, she's got this lion in like this headlock. It's not aggressive. She's not being aggressive with the animal. She's very loving and kind. But the point is that she's harnessing the animal. You know, she's taking control. I think I like that term, harnessing, a little bit better than taking control. But she's harnessing her own inner strength by she's harnessing her own inner lion, and she's harnessing even the lion outside of her. Just harnessing, taking control of the situation, taking the matter into her own hands. Taking the matter into her own hands. Whatever seemed to be scary and intimidating, she's taking the matter into her own hands, which says a lot about healing and the choice to heal yourself. The choice to go from focusing so unilaterally on the 3 spilled cups. It takes a lot of strength to turn your focus towards the other 2, right? And what you're doing is that you're doing something really uncomfortable, which is like, you know, she's wrapping her arms around a lion, and it can be kind of unpredictable depending on the temperament of the lion, you know. I mean, I think with this, it's supposed to indicate like a taming of, you know, like a taming of like a a tumultuous or wild situation, feeling. So it's the card of healing. And the card of having the strength to move towards that which is deeply uncomfortable. You're basically doing your work. With this is like you're doing your work. You're doing your work. You're doing your inner work. That's what that means. There are some folks out there, and it's okay. They're just kind of like, what does it mean to do the work? Well, that's a really great place to start. It's a really great place to start. And those are good questions to ask yourself. It's basically looking within and like getting in touch with yourself and how you feel about things and what kind of person you want to be, what kind of life do you want to live, you know? So here, there's healing happening. What's up over here? The Empress. Gosh, look at all this major arcana. There's some serious stuff going on, you guys. What? 1, 2, 3. Right in a row. The Chariot and Strength and the Empress. Now, even just reading those on their own, outside of the, the going story, you're being invited to keep it moving, okay? Because you have the strength and you have what it takes to do your own work around this issue because you're the Empress, really. And the Empress's divine counterpart is the Emperor, which is right up here, which is pretty amazing. And if you read this way, kind of the way that I have them laid out, the Empress and the Emperor have the 6 of Cups in between them, which is also can be considered like a soulmate energy. I know that that's typically like a 2 of Cups thing, but I think like the 6 of Cups also has that aspect into it as well. But like I had said before, it's a very beautiful energy, a very sharing energy, a very sweet and innocent energy. And there's a lot of sharing, and there's also and there's like mentorship on either side. I'm just kind of getting the the image of like the kids, the 2 kids that are there with the cups, and it can look different in different decks, but it's like the same idea is that these 2 kids and their peers, so it's like they could look like siblings, but they could also be cousins, or they can also be little little sweethearts or whatever. And they have this energy of, you'll teach me and I'll teach you, like I'll share with you and you'll share with me in here. Like, let's go ahead. Like, what else are we going to put in our cups? Here, can I put this in your cup? Like, there's just a very sweet energy to it. So that's really special. Yes. I want some more here. Let's see. We'll do 3 more. Okay. So there's the Ace of Cups. So yeah, you're going to have like a new person coming in, a new relationship. The Emperor and the Empress, the divine counterparts here. This is something really, really amazing. Like, you can see it right here, going from the Page of Wands is like looking at the Emperor, like so a lot of sexual energy, she's very, very attracted to him, or he is attracted to her, whatever. It's just, it is the energy. There's an attraction here. Someone is looking, someone's watching somebody. And it's also a new emotional experience. It's a new desire, a new drive, a new goal. And then I just love the way that this lays out here. But then we have the Ace of Cups, so it can't get any more, you know, clear than that. Like, there's a new relationship coming in for you. You were really sad, but now things are looking pretty awesome. And then there's the Ace of Swords. Oh my gosh. Spirit has like just stacked this deck for you guys today, Cancerians. Wow. Ace of Swords. So it's like there's going to be a new truth. There's a truth, a new discovery, a new truth, maybe even a new idea. But these are both positive. I mean, you're on the very beginning of like an emotional journey and a learning journey. You're like pretty much like, I think you're going to be coming up on like the tarmac, like, or like the launch pad, you know, with the two aces, the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. New love and new energy, new love and new ideas, a new relationship and a new truth. It's really something. You're on your way. And that's the thing that I love about the Chariot so much. Once, I mean, it's in motion, it can't be stopped. So like throughout this entire reading, Cancers, you are divinely guided. You know, you are divinely guided through this whole journey right here. You know, there was a part where you were feeling really bummed and real tunnel vision on those three, the three spilled cups. But man, you know, you had what it took inside of you to choose to heal. And now look where you're going. This is good. This is really good energy. Because then you have the world, a completion. Like, can this be? And look at how this just like laid out, just like this pyramid. Oh my God, I love this. I love this reading, you guys. The world, the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. This is like the beginning. This is the beginning of a whole new karmic cycle. This is big. This is big. Wow. This is really big. You're on the precipice of like a brand new journey. And the thing that's so awesome is that you have like so much inside of you for it. You're ready. You are really ready. I'm happy for you. Oh, good. I don't think it can get any better than that. I really don't. So you know what I'm going to do is I'll pull an oracle card. Okay. No, that's not the one that we want. That's the one that was another one. All right. Yeah, this is great. Oh my gosh. Can it even get any better than that? Like, so much stuff. So many good things. I'm loving the whole brand new. Like, get on down the lane. Okay. All right. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit. I am at home in my body and at peace in my spirit. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think that the more you are totally like, because you have to be at home in your body and at peace with your spirit in order to do all the things that we just talked about when it comes to your own process. Healing from the 5 of Cups and having that strength. And yeah, this is really good. Well, I'll leave it at that, Cancerians. And so until next time, you have a fantastic week. Okay, bye-bye.